Support for Radio Friends comes from Homestead Senior Care, providing trustworthy, kind-hearted senior home care services in your loved one's home. All caregivers are thoroughly screened, extensively trained, professional, and reliable. Homestead is all about providing the highest quality home care service to fit you and your family's needs. Plus, if you would be interested in becoming a caregiver, they offer great part-time positions. Give them a call at 573-442-4333 or check it out at homestead.com. Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Thursday, June the 6th. John Baker is with us from the Community Foundation of Central Missouri. Normally we have John on during the Christmas season around the end of the year, but thought we'd have you come back here in spring and summertime to keep us posted.
Absolutely, and I appreciate the invitation to come back.
Yeah. The Community Foundation of Central Missouri is what?
The Community Foundation is an organization, a nonprofit public charity, and our mission is to inspire and nurture philanthropy. That's a fancy word for charitable giving.
So you are a non-profit, not-for-profit public charity.
Correct.
So how do you classify it as a public charity?
Well, all of our support comes from the public. So we do all of our work through private donations. People entrust us with their money, and then we do what they want to do with their funds. It could be through our program in December called Como Gives. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that we do. But our main work is the creation of and the administration of longer-lasting charitable funds, such as donor-advised funds, which are these wonderful vehicles for people who want to be charitable in their giving and still want to have advisability privileges over where their money goes. So often when someone gives a large chunk of money to some organization, they lose the ability to offer anything else or offer any other advice about where that money ends up going, the final disposition of their money. With a donor-advised fund, the donor can continue to offer advice or recommendations or suggestions, we use those words advisedly, over where the money finally goes.
So what's happening with that money until it is distributed to individual charity?
That's the beauty of part of it. So number one, a donor gets full maximum tax advantage when they make their donation. There are a variety of assets that donors can choose to put into a donor-advised fund, for example. Could be shares of a privately owned business, as long as they make that decision before the sales contract is finalized. Can be highly appreciated or just marginally appreciated stock securities, for example. Could be real property, and I know we've had these discussions before about someone who wants to put, for example, they want to give their house away. We can help make that happen. We sell it. The cash then goes into the fund.
Wait, now let's back up with...
No, but hang on. All right. Hang on. But in the meantime, once the assets are in the fund, then, because again, we are a tax-exempt public charity, we invest those assets at the donor's request, and that money grows tax-free over time. So the donor ends up giving more money away at the end than they did at the beginning, and that's part of the beauty of a donor-advised fund. Now, back to your question.
I want to ask you about the house thing, okay? Somebody wants to donate a house, right?
Yes.
All right. They're alive yet?
Yes.
They're living in that house?
Yes.
They say, I want to donate my house to the Community Foundation.
Yes.
But I want to continue living in my house until I die.
Okay.
What happens?
Well, we probably would consider that house as a legacy intentional gift. We would then receive it when they die, and then we will sell it.
Okay. But it still belongs to the owner until they die.
Well, we probably would not formally receive it until they left the house.
Okay, so they
couldn't... We will not pay them to live in the house or things like that. No.
They couldn't give you the house as long as they were alive.
That is a type of transaction that we are not yet engaged in doing, but we would be happy to receive the house when their life ends, or if they don't want to sell it and simply move away and they want to make a gift of their current house before they move to Chicago, for example, in a high-rise apartment, they could certainly do that, yes.
Okay, but
Right.
not still while they're living in the house.
We don't have any way of doing that at this point.
Okay, that's the question.
Though I'm
that I
sure
have.
somewhere that happens, but not here
Okay.
through our organization.
But you can will the house to the organization.
You can.
Once they've passed on.
Sure.
Okay.
That kind of thing, certainly.
How many times do you have a situation like that come up, or have you?
The one you're just describing has not come up at all. And we've only received one gift of real property at the Community Foundation in our history thus far. But we do have an excellent process, and we can replicate what we've done in the past to donors in the future, either homes or commercial buildings, things of that sort. Mm-hmm. But the assets go into a donor-advised fund, and then the donor continues to have advisability over where that money goes.
They can tell you, maybe this year I want it all to go to one organization. Next year, let's give it to another one and maybe split it up between 3 or 4. There's no problem with that.
Or 50.
Yeah.
We follow their advice, their intention. You bet. That's what we do.
How often are you in consultation with them?
Well, the donors have a couple ways to let us know of their distribution desires. Number one, we offer an IT backbone where they can actually initiate a distribution from their donor advised fund from their smartphone or their tablet or their laptop, or while they're watching Game of Thrones on TV at home.
It can happen instantaneous then.
Yes, or they can call me on the phone the next morning or whatever, leave me a voice message, and we can trigger that on their behalf. But most donors really enjoy our very easy-to-use IT backbone, which allows them to make grant distributions from the comfort of their own computer.
How many donors do you have right now?
We have about 105 individual funds. And so we have about 105 different people or organizations that have funds with us. And we are staffed and equipped, for hundreds more. So we hope that people today will have interest in what we're doing, because there are some smart things that donors can do about giving who have a donor-advised fund with the Community Foundation.
What do you mean smart things that donors can do?
Well, for example, in 2017, we have the new tax reform Act, for example, in December. And that really did affect a lot of donors' giving patterns, because a lot of people who were able to itemize their taxes in previous years couldn't do that in 18, and they won't in 19. But with a donor-advised fund, donors can do what's called bunched giving. They can give a larger gift, say every 24 months, do all their charitable giving from that donor-advised fund, spend it down. They can itemize the year they give their larger gift, and then 24 months later, or 18 or 36, whatever their giving pattern is, they can give a large gift again, and then pretty well ensure that they can itemize those years of those larger gifts.
Okay.
It's called strategic donating.
Strategic donation.
You bet.
And you're still doing a good deed.
Absolutely.
And you're helping people, but in the meantime, you're getting a little tax benefit from it also.
Absolutely. And so donor-advised funds, the tax involvement is minimal. All you have to do is take your deduction off the year that you give your gift.
Yeah.
And then you have the rest of your years to give that money away. And it can be a large gift or a more modest gift. It's totally up to the donor.
If people want more information, can they come in and talk to you about it?
Or they certainly can. John Baker, 573-817-5027 is my phone number. Or you can go online to the Community Foundation of Central Missouri, look it up, find a web, and click on it.
Community Foundation of Central Missouri, and you can explore all the information that you need there.
And call me.
All right. John, thank you so much for coming by. It's always a pleasure chatting with you.
And you.
And tell your wife hi.
I sure will.
All right. We're out of time.
She says hi to you.
We're out of time for today. Tomorrow, Orr Street Farmers Market in Barbara, Buffalo. Bye-bye.